The fruits of Piccolo's godly training are beginning to show, but Piccolo notices how strong everyone else on Earth has grown too, especially the Saiyans. And finally, they're able to impress Beerus, allowing them to come to his planet, with him seeing the potential in them. Although at the end of the last part, an unexpected foe showed up. Who is this mysterious Piccolo imposter? I mean, you probably already know, but let's discuss that. We'll cover it all and more in this part 5 of What If Piccolo Was the Strongest. Piccolo immediately confronts this lookalike. How did he get here, especially without a time machine? And more importantly, who is he? But there's one pretty important thing that Piccolo notes. This guy, he has some sort of godly key within him. And not just that, it feels like the key of a supreme Kai. While keeping eye contact with Piccolo, Piccolo Black sticks a hand out, launching a blast at the time machine below. A fight that ensues between the two Piccolos. Piccolo should go for the kill right away here. This guy's clearly a threat and clearly isn't him, but at the same time, he wants to figure out who this guy is. But it's not like his normal tactics will work. This guy knows how Piccolo fights. Not only is he Piccolo, but he seems to know a good amount about Piccolo. He's not going to fall for any tricks or schemes, and he's not going to give away who he is just yet. But Piccolo feels like he could deduce that on his own too. Fine. In that case, he'll just finish this here. He immediately transforms, going to his orange form. And in one hand, he charges a massive attack. Piccolo Black has a shocked expression on his face. Trying to guard against it, Piccolo launches the attack, and it almost completely eradicates him. But Piccolo Black is sure to keep his head protected. And as the attack is launched, he also makes sure to keep the time ring safe, trying to create a portal back to where he came from. The blast launches right through the portal, sending Piccolo Black flying through it. Now if that were any normal person, they'd immediately die from this attack. Most of Piccolo Black's body was destroyed, but Piccolo knows that his regeneration will be more than enough. He's been working on his own regeneration abilities, and his own healing abilities too, especially since healing is innate to Namekians and Kais. He's been working on this because he knows how valuable it can be, and the fact that he could probably make it more potent. It's not like he could fully heal himself just whenever he wants. It's more like his regeneration is a lot more efficient due to this. And whoever this guy is seems to have some sort of knowledge of godly ki. He'll have access to not only Piccolo's regenerative abilities, but whatever healing abilities of a Kai. Piccolo floats back down to the ground. Besides the key of this guy, he noticed that earring on him, and the time ring. Piccolo immediately knows that this guy has something to do with the Kais, but that doesn't really help deduce anything. Piccolo did train with the Kais after all, but it doesn't add up because Piccolo's obviously dead in that timeline. And Trunks says he actually met the Supreme Kai. No one else trained with him. Piccolo feels like that key's familiar though. It's not an exact match, but it feels like a mix of his own ki, as well as someone else's that he fought before. He racks his brain trying to remember who it is. And then it hits him. Under his extensive training with Shin and Kibito, he's met other Kais, other apprentice Kais, and he's sparred with them too, traveling across multiple universes. And one from Universe 10 comes to mind. He remembers this guy particularly for being, well, weird. He seemed to have a disdain for Universe 7 and Piccolo, and mentioned the fact that they were time traveling too. But that doesn't explain why that was Piccolo. It can't be that Universe 10 guy, can it? It is his best lead though, so he decides he's gonna check it out. I mean, the motive fits, and the key kinda fits. Maybe this is what he had in mind. He never liked the fact that Piccolo, a mortal, was a student of a Kai, and he doesn't even know the fact that Zamasu hates how they're making a mockery of godly ki as well. Piccolo immediately goes to Shin and Kibito, seeing if they could go find Zamasu again. And Trunks is just there dumbfounded. Well, he knew Piccolo was smart, but the fact that he kinda deduced it that quickly, or at least got a lead, that's very impressive. But before he leaves, Piccolo does tell them, if they want to go to the future, they can. It depends on how quickly Bulma fixes the time machine, but they could leave without him. He feels like they could handle this. He's seen Goku and Vegeta's power as of late, and he says if they bring Gohan along, that could really help. But Goku's confused. How's that supposed to work? This guy has Piccolo's strength. And Piccolo says that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, he does seem to be powerful, but he doesn't seem to have access to Piccolo's full power. Otherwise he would have transformed. He didn't even go into the power awakened state. But they do have to be careful. He'll meet them in the future once they go. But how's that supposed to work? He says he has his own ways of doing that. He goes to the Sacred World of Kais and kills Shin and Kibito in, and they're just as dumbfounded. Alright, well, let's find that Kai from Universe 10. They go to Universe 10 and meet with Gowasu and Zamasu. Piccolo asks if Zamasu knows anything about this, and this immediately sets off some alarms with Zamasu, and he can't believe what he's hearing. This sounds like something that he thought of but never decided to go through with, at least not yet. So he said this Piccolo came from another timeline, and he had a similar key to both Piccolo and Zamasu. And Piccolo tells Zamasu to not lie to him. He can tell he's hiding something. And honestly, Gowasu can too. He knows Zamasu's been having some weird influences lately. And Piccolo says he's not here to punish Zamasu if that's what he's worried about. Zamasu hasn't done anything yet as far as they know, and this way they can actually stop him from doing something. And he does have another piece of evidence too. Before they came here, Piccolo did want to check if there was any change in the timelines, and they could tell something's amiss with the time rings. Zamasu didn't even really know about those yet, but Gowasu actually was just about to show him how to use them. Well, Zamasu's kind of in a corner now. He's annoyed that Piccolo suggested that they'd even punish Zamasu. What right does he have? He's not a Kai. Even if he's not here to actually do that, Zamasu can't stand that disrespect. He's agitated, on guard, maybe even ready to attack. But Gowasu asks Zamasu, be truthful about it. This is definitely going to take some time. But like I said, Piccolo didn't just go on here based on that accusation. He stopped by to see Shin and Kibito and check the time rings. And they did look into it themselves a little bit more too, working nonstop to try and figure out what's going on here. Meanwhile in Universe 7, while Bulma fixes the time machine up, Trunks catches up with everyone in the meantime, including him spending some time sparring with Gohan too. Gohan lets Trunks know that Goku and Vegeta have ascended to the realm of gods. Trunks has no clue what that means. Does it have to do with that Beerus guy? Oh yeah, Trunks only knows the Supreme Kai, who did apparently die in Trunks' timeline, which means Beerus is dead too. That does reassure Trunks though. Goku and Vegeta are probably pretty strong and they could definitely help out here. But it does make him wonder if he could potentially grow that powerful. And Gohan says that Trunks doesn't need godly forms to unlock some sort of new strength. There's new ways to ascend Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. Gohan shows off his newest forms, Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4. Trunks is left speechless. Not only is the power of this incredible, but the look of it too. It's completely intimidating. Both forms actually. Although it's definitely going to take some time for Trunks to learn this, but it's good for him to know about it and good for him to know that Gohan could help out too. Glad to see how much he's grown since Trunks last saw him. Soon enough, the time machine is ready, with Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan going along. Piccolo still hasn't returned and they wonder where he is, but apparently he said they can go when they want. Vegeta says they should just trust his judgment. Clearly Piccolo knows something they don't. Besides, with those weird Kai abilities he has, he could probably just show up in this timeline without a time machine. When they arrive in the future, Piccolo Black immediately knows they're back, heading over to greet these time travelers. Although he's a bit surprised, Piccolo himself isn't here. What, do they think they could take him on? They're just all gonna die alongside Trunks. Well, it's probably deserving though. They're time traveling as well. Messing with the flow of time isn't something a mortal should do, but he'll be sure to rectify their sins. Goku and Vegeta could sense his power. He has grown a bit stronger. There is one thing here that's working against him, something that Goku Black had that Piccolo Black won't have. Goku Black had some pretty impressive growth, which is attributed to a few factors, but one of the key factors being the fact that he was a Saiyan, getting Zenkais. Of course, Piccolo Black is growing stronger, learning how to use Piccolo's body, and integrating his own godly ki within it. But he doesn't get these Zenkai boosts. He was able to regenerate himself completely from Piccolo's attack, with Zamasu even healing him after, restoring him to full stamina and health. Plus, it has been a few days anyways. But he looks completely fine. It's like he wasn't even attacked at all. And he lets these mortals know he's unlocked a brand new power. Or at least, one that's brand new to him. Something that they might be familiar with though. A fiery ki surrounds him. It looks like the ki of Piccolo's orange form, but there's a little pinkish hue to it. Goku and Vegeta could also feel more godly ki within it. Piccolo Black transforms into this new state, and he looks exactly like Orange Piccolo. He hasn't changed at all. Really, it's just his aura. This isn't a completely new form like Rosé that's unique to him. This is just basically his version of Orange. He proclaims that he's finally tapped into Piccolo's full power. Combined with his own innate magic and the fact that he can regenerate, he feels unstoppable. They won't be able to do anything against him. But Goku and Vegeta aren't so sure. Piccolo is powerful and all, and this guy's probably on his level, maybe even a little bit above him. But they've learned from their encounters with Piccolo. They've trained with him on Beerus' planet as well. They ask Piccolo Black if he's familiar with this power. They then power up, showcasing a brand new form of theirs, Super Saiyan God. They haven't acquired Blue yet. They haven't been with Beerus for that long. Although, they may be on the cusp of something else, trying to improve Super Saiyan God however they can. They've kind of abandoned Super Saiyan 4 while Gohan's stuck with it. They're now focused on these godly forms. Piccolo Black looks a little bit taken aback at first, but then he smiles. Sure, they may be strong, but even together, there's no way they could do anything against him, and he welcomes them to attack. He doesn't need to test out this brand new power after all. Goku and Vegeta launching together. Trunks goes into Super Saiyan 2, with Gohan going Super Saiyan 4. Trunks is a bit confused though. He didn't realize Piccolo was as powerful, and seeing this new form, he's terrified at how strong Piccolo Black is. But he asks Gohan, why don't Goku and Vegeta seem worried? And Gohan says they probably have something up their sleeve. He has an idea of what they might have in mind, but he's not too sure. Sure enough, these four don't do anything against Piccolo Black. But Vegeta thanks him for the battle. They've been able to gauge his power. They know where his strength is in comparison to them. Sure, he's way beyond them. But no wonder Piccolo was so confident that they would win. He knows exactly what Piccolo was thinking of. Vegeta tells Goku and Trunks to hold off this Piccolo clone for a bit, and then turns to Goku, teleport them away. Goku teleports to a random area, getting them as far as possible, and he can immediately tell what Vegeta has in mind. He wants to try fusion, doesn't he? Vegeta isn't as hesitant here. He's already fused with Goku before, and it's not going to be like the main story where his first experience with fusion was using the Potara earrings and he thought they were permanent. Plus, he's the one suggesting the fusion here surprisingly. Goku's honestly kind of amazed that he's doing that. Vegeta says don't get him wrong, the dance is still pretty goofy, but he'll do it just for this. Gohan and Trunks can't really do much against Piccolo Black, but they are able to buy some time. Gohan especially is able to use some of his power to help here, but a somewhat familiar voice then thanks Gohan and Trunks, saying that he'll take it from here now. And Gohan immediately recognizes who it is. It's Gogeta. They fused again. Trunks is lost. What? Gohan says he'll explain in a bit. Just watch for now. And Piccolo Black could see what happened. Oh, they fused their powers together. Not through the Potara, the superior way. But he can see they fused together. What? Do they think this will work? Gogeta says he's pretty sure it'll go well. Plus, he's got the hang of fusion. He knows how to control his power, especially with this new form that he has. He promises Piccolo Black he'll make this quick. A fight between them ensues. And as Gohan and Trunks watch on, someone else appears to attack them. Who is this now? Trunks sees that he looks to be some sort of Supreme Kai maybe. Wait, is this who Piccolo was talking about? Well, whatever. While Gogeta holds off Piccolo Black, they'll defeat this guy. They still have no clue of what's going on here, but they have faith in Piccolo. And pretty much instantly after this revelation, Piccolo does appear, brandishing a time ring of his own. Piccolo Black can sense him arriving, but Gogeta holds him off, not letting him go there. Piccolo looks up at Zamasu. He already knows what's going on. Zamasu said that's impossible. Sure, he knows of Zamasu, but he can't know what's going on here. And Piccolo tells Zamasu, the Zero Mortals plan, it might seem good. He points a finger at Zamasu. Too bad for him though that the plan has some holes in it. He quickly launches a blast, puncturing right through Zamasu, leaving a hole in him. But Zamasu immediately regenerates. What? He thought Piccolo knew his plan. He should know that he's immortal. And Piccolo says he did. He was just testing something. He stretches out his hand, paralyzing Zamasu. He then throws a small container on the ground and quickly performs a Mafuba, sealing him away. Piccolo turns over to Gohan and Trunks. He thanks them for helping too. He's got everything under control here though. And he knows it's probably pretty confusing, but he'll explain in a bit. He's figured out everything, including a way to stop this. Piccolo kai-kais over to Gogeta. He smiles as soon as he sees the fusion. He's glad that they actually went through with it. Piccolo Black seems to have a pretty tough time here, and he says he still has one trump card. He might be outnumbered here, and he might be outmatched by this fusion. But he has his own fusion. Before he can grab the Potara, Piccolo then shoots it right off. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Besides, even if he did grab the Potara, Zamasu's already been dealt with. Wait, what? Piccolo tells Piccolo Black he'll spare wasting any more of his time. He doesn't really have much left anyways, so they might as well spend it just fighting. How cocky of this mortal. He'll find a way ahead. But Piccolo doesn't really think so. He powers up into his own orange form, thanking Gogeta for holding this guy off. And he says once they're back in their own timeline, he'll have to fight them fused. Gogeta laughs. He tells Piccolo that he just hopes he's stronger than this faker. Piccolo says Gogeta won't have to worry about that. This guy is a faker after all. He doesn't know how to properly utilize Piccolo's powers. Even if he has that form and claims to know how to use everything, you can tell this guy still has a long way to go. He might have the raw power to back it up, but against these two, or I guess these three, that raw strength won't be enough. Gogeta disappears from sight, and then Piccolo Black is held in place. He tries to attack Piccolo, but Piccolo delivers a rapid flurry of punches. He's held in place by the Godbind. He looks down at Gogeta, blinking, sending a powerful blast towards the fusion, freeing himself from the Godbind. He starts exchanging blows with Piccolo, but Piccolo is able to overcome him. But as they're trading blows, Gogeta then launches up from the ground below, with a fist stretched out in front of him, hitting Piccolo Black with a clean uppercut. And quickly midair, he spins around, kicking Piccolo Black down towards the ground. But as Piccolo Black rockets towards the surface below, Gogeta follows him, rocketing down below as well. With a hand outstretched in front of him, holding a strange ball of rainbow ki, he launches the blast at Piccolo Black, a soul punisher. He collides with the ground as soon as the attack hits him too. There's a massive colorful explosion. He's badly injured, trying to regenerate himself. But it's hard to heal his own self, even with the regeneration. He then feels a hand around his leg. Piccolo stretches his arm out from up above, then flings Piccolo Black back up into the sky. Once again, Gogeta performs a Godbind, holding Piccolo Black in place. Piccolo thanks him. This will be much easier than shooting a moving target. Quickly, he puts 2 fingers on his forehead, charging a Makanko Sapo. He'll make sure this guy doesn't come back. He knows how to stop that regeneration. He launches the beam, piercing right through Piccolo Black's head, completely destroying it as well. And just for good measure, Gogeta launches a flurry of ki blasts, destroying the rest of him. The two sigh a breath of relief. Gogeta then looks over at Piccolo, giving a thumbs up. Piccolo smiles, powering down and giving his own thumbs up. They go back over to where Gohan and Trunks were. Oh yeah, now Piccolo could actually explain. He gives them a brief rundown. They were able to figure out what Zamasu was up to, and stop him before he did it in that timeline. It did take a lot of time. They wanted to make sure they were right after all, and made sure they didn't forget any details. And clearly it worked. Piccolo came here, stopping everything before it got even worse. That's why he came extremely prepared. Well, they're glad to have him here, and Trunks thanks him, as well as thanking the others too. Gogeta defuses immediately after. Oh yeah, one more thing Trunks needs explained. They tell him about what fusion is. Maybe they'll show him someday, but hopefully he'll never need to use it. Trunks does think it's pretty cool, although he doesn't really have anyone to fuse with anyways, but still, pretty cool. And Piccolo thanks Trunks too. Because of him, they stop Zamasu in the present timeline as well. And who knows, maybe he'll be reformed. Piccolo will be sure to check on him in the near future as well, making sure there's not another Zero Mortals plan. Once again, Trunks helped to save them, and they help save Trunks. Piccolo says he's ready to head back, but Trunks says they're probably going to need the time machine, right? Actually, not really. Piccolo tells everyone to grab onto him. How did they think he got here in the first place? Oh yeah, he did say he would come here on his own. Wow, he's really full of surprises. They all say their goodbyes to Trunks as Piccolo takes them back to their timeline. And this is where we leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It lets me know you want to see more like this, and it really helps with the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on my next video.